Hello, my most amazing artists. How are you today? I hope that you said you are ready to create because I am ready to get started on our artwork. We haven't had an art class in so long. I'm so excited to dive right back into it. This week we have learned about ancient Egypt and the art that went along with it. Today we are going to draw a scarab beetle. Scarab is a type of beetle that was often depicted in ancient Egyptian art. So we are going to need a piece of paper and some sort of coloring utensils. I went with a bright green piece of paper because I wanted to use a fun color today, but you can use any paper that you have on hand. And I also went with just some bright markers. I would suggest you use crayons, colored pencils, or even paint if you don't have markers, but some sort of bright colors that'll pop up easily on your piece of paper or what you are going to want to use. So to start, we are going to make our beetle today symmetrical. Symmetry is an art vocabulary word. Now, for something to be symmetrical, whatever happens on one side needs to happen on the other side. So an example of symmetry would be a butterfly. A butterfly wing on one side has the same shape of a wing on the other side, and usually the colors and patterns match. Basically, if you folded your paper in half with something that was symmetrical, they would both line up. An easy way to remember, like I said, is whatever happens on one side happens to the other side. So our scarab beetle today is going to be symmetrical. Something else that is important to go over are our different insect parts. We are going to draw our head, which is the top part of our beetle, thorax, which is the middle part of our beetle, and abdomen, which is the bottom part of our beetle. We're also going to add antenna, 2 eyes, and 6 legs, 3 on each side. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So, like I said, we are going to do our head shaped first. So I'm just going to do, you can do whatever shape you want. This is your masterpiece, your art piece, and you are in charge of it. So you do not need to copy exactly what I do. You can if you'd like, but you may also do your own shape if you don't want to do a circular head shape. I'm going to do a circular head shape with a line on the bottom. Can anybody remember what comes next after our head? It's kind of a silly word. The word is thorax, which is, like I said, the middle part of our beetle, or scarab beetle. I'm gonna kind of do this. It's not quite a square, but it has some diagonal lines. And remember, whatever happens on this side happens on this side. So right here is our line of symmetry down the middle. Because if we folded it in half, everything would still go ahead and line up. And last but not least, we're going to draw our abdomen on our beetle, which is the bottom part of our beetle. And I'm just doing an oval shape that connects to the bottom of our thorax. I also want us to add 2 eyes. I want my eyes on my beetle to kind of pop out of my head. Also, I want to let you guys know that if I'm ever moving too quickly or you miss a part, you can always pause the video and catch up, or you can rewind to rewatch something over. So I'm going to do these 2 oval shapes. I'm using the color blue here that are going to come out of my little eyeball, trying to make them as symmetrical as possible, even on each side. color those in. The next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add 6 legs. So I want 3 legs on each side. You can draw your legs however you want them to look, or you can go ahead and copy mine. I'm going to have leg that goes up and around the front part. Remember, I'm trying to make them as even on each side so they're symmetrical. So whatever leg I do on this side, I kind of want it to mirror it on this side. And I'm gonna do now we have 4 legs, 2 on each side so far, and we're doing 3 on each side for a total of 6. So I'm gonna go ahead and add those in. So we also need to add 2 antennae would be the plural of it. So we're gonna add, I'm just coming out of the head, a little circle on the top. So now we have all the different body parts of our beetle, but now we need to start decorating it. So what we're going to do is we're gonna do a couple different patterns on ours. So to start, I'm gonna take a really light marker and I'm going to color in my middle part, which is the thorax of my beetle. So you don't wanna take a dark color, you wanna take a light color. Yellow works really well. Or if you're using crayons or colored pencils, you could just press lightly. And I'm coloring in the middle thorax yellow. And now I am going to do this really cool pattern where we need to focus really hard on how to do this. So we're gonna do 3 lines and then we're gonna change directions. So we're gonna go first do 3 vertical lines. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna change directions. So then we're gonna do 3 horizontal lines like that. So we go 1, 2, 3, change directions. 1, 2, 3, change directions. 1, 2, 3, we change directions. So that if we started up here with our lines going up and down vertically, so then underneath we want the lines to be 1, 2, 3 horizontal, and then we're gonna change directions again. So 1, 2, 3, change direction. 1, 2, 3, change direction. So we have these ones going horizontally from side to side. So that means the ones underneath it, we want to be vertical. So 1, 2, 3, and then we change directions to our horizontal lines. And then we change directions to our vertical lines. And then 1, 2, 3, change direction. 1, 2, 3, change direction. 1, 2, 3. And we just keep repeating this over and over. So we have this fun pattern on our scarab beetle. So these ones started up and down. The ones underneath it will be 1, 2, 3, side to side. And then we change directions. 1, 2, 3, change directions. 1, 2, 3, change directions. 1, 2, 3, change directions. 1, 2, 3. So those go side to side. So our next set is gonna go up and down, and then we go side to side again, and then 3 up and down, and then 3 side to side again, and then 3 up and down, and 3 side to side again. And our last row, we see that this one started up and down, so we know that our first one starts with side to side. And then 1, 2, 3, change direction. 1, 2, 3, change direction. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And that is our successful pattern that we have on our thorax of our beetle. Now we're going to do the bottom part. So let's pick another light color. I'm gonna go ahead and use orange. We're gonna need to make sure we use an extra dark color because orange isn't quite as light as our, isn't quite as light as yellow, but another color marker will still show up on it. So we're now coloring in our abdomen. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a dark color, I'm gonna use purple, and I'm just gonna start doing circles, polka dots, randomly all over the abdomen of our scarab beetle. So you can place those polka dots anywhere you want. Remember, if I'm moving too quickly for you, go ahead and pause the video until you catch up, or rewind if you need to listen to a part again. And now we're gonna take a line and we're just gonna follow it around like a maze around our polka dots. We're just following it around the dots we made. Until we've gone around the whole thing, just like that. Now we have the top part, our head of our beetle. I'm gonna add some straight lines, some hatch marks across the eyeballs of our scarab beetle to give it some detail. You guys can add whatever you want, or you can copy mine. Oh, excuse me, I just sneezed. And now we're gonna add some other decorations to the head of our beetle. Now, once again, you can copy mine or you can do whatever you like. I'm gonna add a yellow stripe down the middle of my scarab beetle and add some diagonal red stripes through that stripe. And I think I'm gonna color the rest of the head of the beetle green. And now, time to decorate the legs of my beetle. So I'm going to color them in orange, and then I'm actually gonna add some details to them after I color them in. So I'm coloring them in orange with my marker, taking my time to color them in nice and neatly. Our beetles are really starting to look very put together at this point. I'm really excited to see how yours turned out. And next, I am going to, oh my goodness, I can hear my dog Maisie barking in the background. No, Maisie, you gotta be quiet. You gotta be quiet. She is interrupting our art lesson with her barking. No, please stop. Okay, next we're gonna add some fur, some little hair-like strokes. Well, I guess not fur, more like hair. It'd be funny if we had furry beetle legs. I'm just adding these diagonal lines to give us some hair-like strokes on our beetle's legs. Like I said, this is your masterpiece, so if you want to decorate your beetle differently than mine, that's totally okay too. You do not have to do what I'm doing. You can pick whatever colors, lines, shapes, patterns, and designs that you want on your art piece. And this is my final scarab beetle. I love the way it turned out. I had so much fun doing it, and I hope that you had fun too. And I can't wait to see your very own ancient Egyptian scarab beetle. Have a great rest of your day.